Hmm. Well, does that work? Am I working? It's buffering. Buffering. Well, does that work? I don't know why it's buffering. It's problems. It's buffering. Okay. Buffering. I'm going to power off my phone just in case it's using extra stuff. Maybe I don't have enough power or something. It's problems. Okay. All right. Well, let's just try to watch this. 22-year-old Danish man was arrested after shooting Copenhagen police inspector. Okay, let's just skip the article. Skip past the article. The shooting came a week after a mass shooting in Norway, where police said a Norwegian man of Iranian origin opened fire during an LGBTQ festival, killing 2 and wounding more than 20. It was the worst gun attack in Denmark since February 2015, when a 22-year-old man was killed in a shootout with police after going on a shooting spree in the capital that left 2 people dead and 5 police officers wounded. This was in a mall.
We just want to bring you some breaking news this evening. We're hearing reports of a shooting at a shopping centre in Copenhagen. That's coming from Danish police. They've sent a tweet to say they are at the scene. They're dealing with the situation. So we're receiving reports of a shooting there in Copenhagen. The time now in Copenhagen is, well, it's an hour ahead of us. So quite a busy time in the city. And we know it's about roughly half a kilometre from a Harry Styles concert that was due to take place. So the police in Denmark saying they've received reports of a shooting in a shopping centre in the capital Sunday evening, and that they are at the scene. So that breaking news there. We'll bring you much more on that story as we get.
They don't normally have shootings in Denmark. Here's a map. There's Copenhagen. This was after the shooting. Okay, now this one's for the other story. Is it working? Is it working? Hey, it is buffering a bit. Okay, well, let's try to go on with the next story. This one's Netherlands. Okay, this is about the farmers in the Netherlands. There's a food crisis brewing, but you wouldn't know it the way the European bureaucracy is behaving. Dutch farmers, who sit as the second largest agricultural exporter in the world and largest meat exporter in Europe, have brought the Netherlands to a standstill, protesting against climate change regulations. I had some pictures to give to you guys. That was one of them. Okay. I wasn't going to read the whole article. Okay, I'm going to read part of it. The newly elected government has set up a 50 to 55% emissions goal by 2030, 70% by 2035, and 80% by 2040. I'm just going to check and see if this works because I hear him yelling in there. So, it's still saying live. It is buffering, but it might buffer all of this out. So we'll just keep going. As long as it's saying live, I'm going to keep going. All right. Farms which have been feeding the world for hundreds of years are going to be unceremoniously shut and their owners ruined because of a couple of bureaucrats decided they didn't like the nitrogen and ammonia emissions produced by growing food. Their assumption is based on the idea that every country has to present equal emissions to prove they are saving the planet. It only takes a few moments to realize that the underlying premise is false. A net food producer must have higher nitrogen and ammonia outputs than a nation that doesn't grow anything at all. While the Netherlands makes more nitrogen, it'll create significantly less of something else. So you have to have nitrogen in your plants. And by the way, green beans adds nitrogen back into your soil. It is one of the things that make your foods grow. I wanted to show you this right here. This is my okra from my garden. They're about as big as a finger. See that? And that's when you want to take them off. Last year mine got twice this big and they get really hard and you can't, there's no juice left inside of them. So you can't put them down into the cornbread so that you can make fried okra. And these are very, very good. Very yummy. So they want to, they're going to cause global starvation. Attempting to homogenize environmental targets will achieve only one thing: global starvation. The pantries, the shelves of the stores are empty because people are panicking. They're like, they're going to make us eat bugs. The chopping board, 1/3 of all the livestock, which the Dutch government has earmarked for slaughter. To compensate for the shortfall of protein, the government has ridiculously and unrealistically floated the thought bubble that the missing third of the meat could be replaced with synthetic meat. So there's going to be billion-dollar companies. The chemical companies can't wait to cash in on dismantling of the fresh food market. If I were you guys, I would start growing a garden because what's going on in the Netherlands is going to come here. So the farmers are pissed and they're going to revolt. Here's a plant-based meat company right here. Bell Food Group and Merck. Mosa Meat. Founded by Mark Post and gets investments from Bell Food and Merck. Okay, so now I'm going to play you some videos of the farmers having a fit. And they get shot at. Let me skip forward a little bit right here. Oh, there was more to the article. I was going to read all that, but I mean, you get the idea. And we got a lot of other news to get into. So we're going to skip past this article some. You can read it. I mean, I'm not going that fast. Just read the highlighted parts. All right, here we go. They got their guns pulled. Hear that? They're shooting at them. They're shooting at the farmers. He's like, I got it on film. Okay, this is a good part right here. I edited all these together. See him with his gun pulled? Can you imagine? Like all the farmers, they revolted and everything in Canada, but here in America, you just had a controlled trucker convoy. Hear the guns? They're shooting at them. I mean, the police have to eat too. This one had a music video with it, which I couldn't play the music on. So they're spraying them, I guess, with fertilizer or something. They dropped off a whole bunch of manure in front of... They did that in Canada too, in front of the political buildings. Like, I guess they got their food underground in a bunker. And they're like, you guys up there on the surface, you're going to have to starve to death. We're going to shut you down before we all go underground with all the food. All your Jiffy peanut butter that had a recall. We got all the peanut butter down in our bunkers, probably. All your meat, your buffalo from Yellowstone that they so-called called. All the chickens that they've killed and said, oh, it was COVID. He's like, I got it on film. There's all the grocery stores. They're like, oh, we're out of food, guys. All the farmers are shutting us down. So they're going to try to blame the farmers, but really, you know, it's not the farmers' fault. It's the gas prices. You can't afford to run your tractors, and then they're shutting them down. Okay, these guys here were infiltrators. So they acted like they were with them they were farmers, but really they were police officers and they were undercover. And they found out. So they're like spitting on them and running them off. Get out of here. Traitors. They should throw a tomato at the truck and say, this is all the food you're gonna get. They're backing up all the highways and everything. They're revolting. And they got a tank now. The farmers are upgrading to tanks. Somebody said that was in the Netherlands. I don't know. Okay, now these are protesters in the Netherlands that they're hauling off to jail, or, they got their masks on and everything. So whenever what hits the fan, it's they're gonna they're gonna have their faces covered. But I'd say those are people from that little town, and if they didn't have their faces covered, they'd know who they are. And when the what hits the fan, and be like, "Hey, buddy, you better not come to my house looking for food because you stood up against us." So they better cover their faces. Cute little tractors. That guy's crazy, pulling over like that. Oh, I think this might be the one with the old man. Look at them taking their tractors. Yeah, look at this little old man they're taking away. He's like, "I'm just a farmer, man. I just grow food." Just let people be. Okay, so they're revolting, getting rid of the milk too. Bye bye cow milk. You know? Remember last year they were doing that? Everywhere? Getting rid of the eggs. That there was a clip of the manure sitting at the Capitol building or whatever. So, people know what's up. Here's some fires, some sort of equipment that got on fire. I didn't even see an explanation for that. There's some more fertilizer. Here they're kicking the cop car. The infiltrators. As the Netherlands government closes farms to reduce nitrogen, the minister gets a visit from the people. And the people have some poo for them. Some nitrogen to put on their step. Nitrogen's not going to hurt anything, you guys. You need nitrogen. It's part of fertilizer. Okay, so that's what's going on in the Netherlands. Hey, Sputsy, thanks for sticking with me. I don't even know if this is the right one. Hey, Sherelle's here too. So I do have the wrong one. Let me see. Let me pop this one out. There we go. Okay, yeah, so it's just buffering. It's a little behind. Yeah, the Georgia Guidestones. I think that's why they're messing with me right now, Sherelle. I tried to do it right away and it just kept buffering. It really was messing with me hard. I did a short and then I tried it 2 or 3 times to go live and do it and it wouldn't let me. So I did a video and I uploaded it. And then it wouldn't let me go live on this stream for a while and it kept like just kicking me right off, and then finally it let me stay live and here I am. So is this working? Let me just double check it. Oh, this thing about January the 6th that I got pulled up right here, I'm very curious about. Okay, so it looks like it's still live. That's good. Okay, who we got in here? We got Serbian. Hi, Serbian. Good to see you. You got I Spy in here. Sputsy's here. Sherelle's here. Segway's here. Oh, thanks you guys for sticking with me. Because that was like horrific. Like going live that many times. I got some weird stuff. The weirdest thing was there was this woman. She's like a congresswoman or a senator. I think she's a congresswoman. She does like she's got this like underwear that I forget what you call those where they're like your whole butt's hanging out, and she gets up on her head and does like a handstand or headstand and twerks in the air like showing her butt with the thong. That's what it's called, a thong. I thought, man, this is our leaders. And this is like, vote for me. Watch me do a butt twerk, upside down. I mean, we're in cuckoo land, guys. Okay, this right here. Oh, thank you, Sputsy. Sputsy, do you think you could put this live stream that I'm doing now on my Discord thing? Because I didn't get to do it. I was too flustered with trying to get it to work. If you do that, that'd be great. All right. The January 6th panel secures a deal for Kai Polone to be interviewed. Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel to President Trump, who repeatedly fought Trump's efforts to overturn the election, has reached a deal to be interviewed by Friday before the House committee investigating the January 6th attack, according to people familiar with the inquiry. Oh, okay. I thought this was like going to be saying like we offered those guys that are still locked up a deal. I just I feel that coming, that they'll be locked up for so long that they'll just give in to plead guilty. And then when they plead guilty and say things that they didn't really mean, I'm just afraid that's going to happen with January 6th. And then they'll try to get Alex Jones locked up or something for something he didn't do, or Owen. But we saw that happen as it was happening. Okay, here's something cool for you guys. Okay. See? Even though you have a bumpy ride in life, it actually makes you build up speed and increases the intensity of your life. Isn't that cool? I just like little stuff like that. I'm so glad you guys came. Okay, the ticket from the city of San Francisco notified these people that it's illegal to park in front of their house. They are calling this a yard and that they can't park there and they have to pay a $1,500 ticket. I would not want to live in California. Okay, I can't read this one, but they're trying to do number 4. I'll just leave it at that because I'm not going to say anything more about the you know what. Let's see. This one, oh, Boris Johnson, they're trying to get that guy kicked out. They're like, you're no good. Okay, here's something really cool. If I lived where there was like just a small viewing area and you didn't get outside much, this would be so awesome. Look at that. See, you got a window down here, you got a window up there. Now watch this guy. He's got a chair. He's got a step. He's got a box. He's got 5 boxes in one box. He's got a table. She's got a bed. She's got a love seat. Got a bed. It turns into a cabinet. Isn't that cool? Look at all that. That's just so neat. This is the kind of creative stuff that I think will be in heaven. Or you can change things into other things and they don't take up a whole lot of space. Okay. And this one's called Everybody Needs a Hug. I love monkeys. Isn't that sweet? So just consider yourself hugged, you guys. I know you all need one. There's your virtual hug from me and the monkeys. I love that. Okay, supermarkets in the Netherlands. So yeah, this is another supermarket. It's emptied out. I wonder how far, yes, thank you, Sputsy. I really appreciate it. I wonder how far out we are from like the when you actually get your hug. Yeah, my stream's buffering. Just have to deal with it because at least it's working. It kicked me off several times. All right, here's a liberal guy, and basically he's just saying, I cannot wait to not be the mayor anymore. And the guy's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I can't sleep at night. There's just so much bad going on. So, and look at here. Look what Kid Rock said. I was shocked by this. I didn't know that he was into the Bible, but praise God for Kid Rock. Lord help him to be part of the kingdom of God. Bibles aren't allowed in schools anymore, but are encouraged in prisons. Perhaps if kids were allowed to read the Bible in school, they wouldn't end up in prison. Thought that was awesome. Hey, Norm. Good to see you, Norm. All right, there's 300 inmates on the run after a suspected Boko Haram raid on a prison in Nigeria capital. So they got 300 Boko Haram people, and they kidnap kids and stuff all the time. So they're out of prison and they're on the run and they're probably going to do bad things. Marfugel said that Wells Fargo was down. People not able to access their money from ATMs and were having issues. So, wonder if they'll tell the truth, if it was a hack or if the servers were down. But there's a map of all the Wells Fargo ATMs that were not working. So I'm just skipping past these that I already did with the farmers. Can you believe this? Look at this. Oman, which is where Israel is, where Saudi Arabia is, right up underneath that. And then right up under Saudi Arabia is Yemen. Oman is to the right of that. So near I think it's the Strait of Hormuz. But this rain that they got, look at this. What the heck is that? Is that for real? What in the world? I mean, it looks like somebody turned on a waterfall. Is that rain? I'm just curious if this is some sort of rain bomb. There was another rain bomb that happened somewhere else. See if we can get to it. And there was green sky. I have some videos of this green sky later on down, but I think Strange Sounds will probably have the same videos that I had. So we'll go ahead and use his. Look at that. It's going green. Going green. Greenage. We got greenage. Have you guys ever seen the sky go green before? I know it does. It's not like highly unusual or anything. I need to fix my pillow. I got so excited about the I got so excited about the Georgia Guidestones getting that I didn't even fix up my spot over here, and I was just like, I gotta go live right now. This is great. Oh, it was funny. Oh, I'm so glad. Praise God for whoever did that. I give you kudos. And if somebody was hurt, I wouldn't be celebrating, but especially since nobody's hurt, I gotta celebrate. I've been wanting that for a long time because that's beautiful. Look how it's blue over here and it's got a little pink over here and it's like greens. That's beautiful. Okay. Sioux Falls, strong winds, hail, stupid people out trying to get home before it hit. I'm one of those people, stupid people, but I made it home, she says. I'm not sure which ones I had. Okay, I don't know what this is. Jeez. It's like hurricane type. It's amazing. Look what the climate's changing into. Wait till the 75-pound hail balls come, according to the Bible. Oh my gosh, this just reminded me of a video I saw of a lightning strike. Oh, you're gonna love it. It's so scary. Look at that. Whoa. Now with CERN opening up, that's what that reminds me of. Like if these clouds start having big eyeballs and nose and mouth and teeth and coming for you. See, because I see like a nose right here, a mouth right here, like a big head, big hair, like a afro up here. See the nose and the mouth? This looks... I like looking at clouds. Okay. Yep, going green. There's some more greenage. That's kind of boring. Kind of boring. Oh, look at the tree. Okay. Whoa, look at that kid. That's not real, is it? There's a hail ball. Tennis size. Look at that. Imagine that thing hitting you in the head from how many feet up? Look at that one. Jeez. That'll knock you out right there. Oh, look at that.
videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.
That's it on that. Okay, this is what's left of the Southwest is bone dry. Now a key water source is at risk. The government is telling states to drastically cut back. Look at that. Sacramento, California, and 6 other western states have less than 60 days to pull off a seemingly impossible feat. Cut a multi-way deal to dramatically reduce their consumption of water from the dangerously low Colorado River. We're going to have all these states coming east. Things are being popped up. Boats and things that were down in there, they're coming up out of the dry beds. It's bad, people. It's bad. Okay. Okay, this was Antifa, July 4th. Good job. Bystander. Good job. There's your hero right there. Just kind of dove at him. He's being charged with breaking windows. Okay, let me see what you guys said over here. This is a vicious baby kitten killer. Had some kittens. Are you talking about something that I was talking about, Serbian? Are you commenting on something I said? Just curious here. I think you're talking about other things. Norm. See, Norm's on topic. Big hug, Norm. Big hug. Okay, this sheriff and a sergeant were threatening to arrest each other. I was going to see if this is on video. That sounds pretty funny. I'm threatening to arrest you. No, I'm threatening to arrest you. I'm the sheriff. No, I'm the sergeant. Let's see if we get it on video. I'm gonna arrest you. No, I'm gonna arrest you. Oh, he's shaking. He doesn't like confrontation.
North Georgia County, and a city police officer threatened to arrest each other in the middle of a traffic stop.
I wonder if everybody does that. Gets shaky when they're in confrontations. I did. I've only been in a couple, but I got shaky.
And that's right, Jeff. It's an extraordinary
It's adrenaline, I think.
One, the elected sheriff himself. The other, the Hiawassee police officer exchanging profanities.
Hiawassee? Was he doing ayahuasca, maybe?
After the driver essentially
unfortunately wasn't in ear range, but those threats of arrest in front of the driver who had just been cited for speeding. The clash occurred last week amid a jurisdiction dispute where the Towns County Sheriff accused Hiawassee officers of making stops and pursuing suspects outside the city limits.
Inside the city or out here? Just right here. Okay.
Go pull the video at Valero.
Listen, don't let
You get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it. Charges. Do it.
You're ignorant.
Do it, Oach. Do it.
Oh, this is good. Shut your mouth. Boy. I ain't your boy. Thank you. Thank you. You know you didn't mean that. That was awesome. All right, you guys, we're in for it. You know all these people that are letting in at the border from Venezuela and stuff? Well, the people in Venezuela, they got, I think it was Maduro or something. Like, they're having to eat their cats and dogs and stuff. They're starving, so they're coming here, and we have to, like, let them in, I guess. And so we've been getting some Venezuelans, and here's what they're saying. They're saying, listen, Yankees, we're armed with Russian weapons and we're waiting for you. We will be your Latin America Vietnam. They're coming for your dogs and your cats. And you. With Russian weapons. Now, what did I do? I didn't do nothing to you guys. Same thing that happened to you guys is happening to us. Now take your masks off and get some fresh air. Or you're going to go crazy. Alright, so I know it's probably our government and stuff like that they're mad at. I don't blame them for, but don't take it out on the people. California is ground zero for targeted individuals. We've seen that before, haven't we? All right, here's Tucker Carlson.
Why is this happening? Super simple. Joe Biden opened the border.
Talking about the border.
Why is he doing that? Probably a lot of reasons, all of them sinister, anti-democratic.
This one's in Yuma.
The United Nations just declared that the U.S.-Mexico border is the deadliest in the world.
Deadliest in the world.
America. Multiple Texas counties declared today that what's happening at the border constitutes an invasion because it does.
An invasion.
As we told you, represents Arizona in the United States Congress. He joins us.
It's been an invasion.
For coming on. So, members of Congress from Texas call this an invasion. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, it's fair. It's accurate. Arizona's Attorney General has said the same. And what you're seeing from the...
So the congressman here, Andy Biggs, and the Attorney General are just now getting on board that this is an invasion and it's been going on for a few years now. And they are making more laws.
The videos when I was down there, Tucker, that is a regular routine. And we met people from Georgia, all kinds of Latin American countries, African nations, China, India. That happens every morning. I mean, that was about four.
Thank you, Sputsy. Thank you for appreciating my hard work. I do love doing this, getting the stories together and stuff. And I hope people enjoy seeing the videos and everything. I know sometimes I mess up and maybe I play things that might be a little too harsh or something that YouTube can't handle. But then you see other stuff on YouTube that is way worse. Like, oh my gosh, that guy that they just arrested, him wearing a dress and the things that he was doing on his YouTube channel. I wouldn't even be allowed to talk about that. But he was allowed to do it on his, now his YouTube channel's down, but um he did all kinds of crazy stuff on his YouTube videos, threatening schools and all this stuff, threatening kids, weapons and things of him, his own weapons that he was like threatening people with, and that doesn't get shut off of YouTube. I'm sorry, but the things that I show are just mild compared to that.
4 to 4:30 in the morning that day. And it's non-stoppable because we've basically said come in, and you ask them, why are you here? And they'll say, Biden told us to come in. That is an invasion. That is an invasion.
So this will completely change America. In a democracy, the citizens get to decide what kind of country they want to live in. Now,
No, we don't.
It'll never be the same country, ever. Millions of new people, all illegal. So, like, why is this not a crime that's being prosecuted? Why isn't the president being impeached? The president being impeached for this?
Well, I think he should be. I think because they've deliberately, when I say they, I mean President Biden, Kamala Harris, Secretary Mayorkas, they have deliberately stopped enforcement under Title VIII, which is the Immigration and Nationalization Act. And then you also have Title 42 that they're hedging on. They're not enforcing the law. They're not allowing ICE to actually remove people. And they're actually surreptitiously providing a de facto amnesty program to a lot of people that they're catching and releasing. To me, that's a violation of the law, and it's dangerous to this country because, I mean, we could talk about terrorists, crime. We could talk about the drugs that are coming in. We could talk about the danger to the people that are coming in illegal.
Yeah, the fentanyl that kills a lot of people.
So why is this happening?
So, they got these, walls, but then they got places where it's just open. And the coyotes tell them right where to go to get around the fence. So, it's a whole production. And we aren't part of it. And Tucker knows that. Saying that the American people should have the, right to say no to this, or people that are like the attorney general, he said that he's aware of it and he's saying it's an invasion and that something needs to be done. He's the attorney general. So get off your butt, dude, and get something done. You know the right people to contact to get this thing shut down. Shut it down. Do like Trump said, shut it down until we know for sure who's coming in. And then we'll figure out what the loopholes are and how to stop the loopholes and put a stop to this right now. Then you can figure out all the problems that's wrong with it and then open it up. Once you get it, once this is straightened out, they're not going to do that. They're making too much money. All right, some of these fireworks, you guys, this 4th of July got way out of hand. There's a guy in a car that's just driving around like a freaking gun or something, just shooting off fireworks through the city, and nothing gets done about it for like a long freaking time. Like 20, 30 minutes, something like that. No cops, nothing. He just was out, just like shooting fireworks straight ahead, like not up in the air, out towards people. You're not going to believe it. But here's some fireworks that got out of hand, too. At least they're trying to make it go straight up. The baby was right up front. Oh, look, the car's on fire. the gas tank. Holy crap. I haven't seen this. Holy crap. Good thing they got that baby out of there when they did. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. I wish you guys were up live with me where I could talk to you. Problem with the server. Wait. Are you still there? Okay, YouTube, I'll stop talking about certain stuff, okay? I'll stop. Everything okay in the chat room? Okay, yeah, Norm is okay. Norm's saying ouch, so I guess. Okay, you're looking at the hail balls. So sorry about the buffering. I have no idea why it's doing that. The U.S. federal government has began sending cease and desist letters to Americans who issue threats against federal agents over Roe versus Wade on social media. So people are getting letters in the mail. Look at this letter. This letter is in reference to your recent post on Twitter. Specifically on June 4th, you became upset at the Roe v. Wade decision and stated, burn every effing government building down right the F now. Slaughter them all. F you GD pegs. This letter advises you that any further communications containing any real or implied harassment threats against the personal safety of agencies, employees, or contractors towards government facilities are unwarranted and unwelcome. You're advised, as of the date of this letter, to cease and desist in any conduct deemed harassing, threatening in nature when communicating to or about the federal government. Failure to comply with this request could result in filing of criminal charges for violation of 18 United States Code Statute 115. In closing, please refrain from any harassing, threatening language when contacting any government agency. Special Agent Joshua Henry, the Threat Management Branch. Wonder how many people work in this branch. You're going to need an awful lot. You're going to need a lot of those agents right there. Because the stuff that things are getting pulled on the people right now, and the future things to be pulled on the people, that's going to get worse. Everything's going to get worse. These are the days of Noah. All right, 7 feared dead as a cloudburst hits Kasul. 1 dead in Shmala landslide. 2 feared dead as car plunges into Beast River on Manila Highway. Flash flood at Milana Project. I wish I had time to go research all these places where there were rain bombs. This one right here is Kasul. Kasul. I don't even know where that is. But I do have a video of one somewhere. Alright, this was a forest fire that's going on. Olive Press News. Oh, Spain. Oh, yes, I do have a video on that too. It burned through some 800 hectares. Texas counties get ready to declare invasion on the border. Here's the invasion that they're getting ready to declare. As Joe leaves southern border wide open. Here we go, guys. This is like a 2-minute clip.
Or whether it's more a publicity stunt to just draw attention to the situation at the border is open to question. But officials from this group of Texas counties say, quote, unprecedented challenges on the U.S. southern border are demanding unprecedented actions for the safety of citizens all across Texas. So they're invoking Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution, which says in regard to all states that the United States, quote, shall protect each of them against invasion. And that's exactly what the Texas counties say they are facing. An invasion by illegal immigrants flooding across the
They're from everywhere.
A claim certainly bolstered by the sheer numbers we have seen over the past 12 months.
They're coming from Africa, Colombia, Venezuela.
They want to make this illegal legal rather than political fight, will need to define invasion and then
all of South Africa. This guy's got lice or something. He's like, they got diseases. Not to mention COVID, right? They bring their babies, they come here pregnant so they can have a baby inside the United States.
Customs and Border Protection is doing exactly the job the Texas officials accuse the government of failing to do. Now, those officials, of course, would point to the hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants who they say don't get caught by law enforcement. But as a legal challenge, Dana, based on the Constitution, this case has a long road ahead. And significantly, the Texas Attorney General has so far declined to back this case. Dana?
That is interesting. Thank you, Jonathan.
Hold on 1 second. What's that?
It's buffering 7 seconds.
Okay, when it gets done, it'll all be okay.
Well, okay, it's buffering about every 7 seconds, and then it buffers for about 5. It buffers for 7. It pauses
Okay.
for 5.
Nothing I can do about it. Donald Trump, believe it or not, it's looking more and more like the United States is getting ready to remove the tariffs on China. This would be a terrible mistake. These tariffs have brought many billions of dollars to our country and made affected businesses such as steel viable again in the United States. Doing this would be the greatest gift that China could ever receive. Our farmers alone got $28 billion as a gift from me. That came directly out of the tariffs because of the way they were abused by China. Taking these tariffs off would be a clear signal the United States is weak, ineffective, and doing business as usual. Certain senators are fighting hard to get this done, even saying such ridiculous things as it causes inflation. Those senators should be questioned as to their real motives. So that says Donald Trump. This girl was at the Canada thing where they did the trucker convoy, and she was one of the organizers, and they got her for some stupid thing like civil disobedience or something like that. They put her in jail, and then she got out, and then she said something they didn't like, and so then they took her back in, and now they're like, well, you can appear for your trial today, but she only if you take a COVID test. So she's refusing the COVID test, and I say, good on you, Tamara. Good on you. Keep resisting evil. That's what I say. Of course, I know jail must be very hard, but stick it to Trudeau. Nazi Trudeau. Kinney County, Texas declared the existence of an invasion along the Texas border with Mexico. There's the horsies. See the horses? I love the horses. Let's see if there's any more pictures. Kinney County Judge Tully Shahan declares a border invasion. There's the press release for it. It's like, we are under an invasion. Good job, everybody involved in that. Don't just sit down to the cartel. This is one of the cutest things I think I've ever seen. Look at the little girl with her little thing fell, and he's just looking at it like, and this little boy over here, his face, it's so cute. Isn't that the sweetest thing you ever saw? What a nice little gentleman. Oh, here's that video of the lightning strike. You ready? Can you imagine? Oh, that's so crazy. Hmm. That is nuts. Up close, like personal. Here is your lightning strike in your face. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It says a woman visiting Tampa was hoping to snap a photo of nearby lightning when it suddenly struck a truck just feet in front of her, carrying her husband and 3 kids. So weird. When I was little, I was like, I want to hear a big one. I want it to be so loud. And as I just get through saying it, boom! The whole TV had a lightning strike go right down the middle of it. Like that, like right in the TV. We went outside and it was like down the street that it happened, but it showed up in the TV. Isn't that weird? There's the greenage. Farmers. What's this one? Oh, this is so good. Here's an old man. He gets lost or whatever. You can't hear him talk? Which part? You can't hear this one talk? Wait. You can't hear. So, we've been getting some Venezuelans, and this. The Venezuelans, Norm? Is that what you couldn't hear talk? Yankees were armed with Russian weapons and were waiting for you. We're armed with different kinds of weapons ourselves. Venezuelans. So you couldn't hear them? Okay, you must have been talking about something else. There is a lag. Pretty good lag. So, this is an old man. He's in a retention pond, and they had called the cops to try to find him, and this deputy spotted him in the pond, and they get to save him. Bless his heart. Daniel, 81, had been reported missing the previous day. It's probably way hot out there. He didn't have his medication.
Come on.
He's talking. He's like,
Barely. Come on, buddy.
pulling him out of the water. Isn't that nice?
Come on, buddy.
Saved his life.
Don't get out the water.
Heroes. I love heroes.
All right, you're okay. You're gonna be fine, buddy. Come on. Where you want to take him? Let's just get him up out of here.
People caring. Daniel. Daniel, you've been through the lion's den. You've been through the fiery furnace.
You're gonna be okay, buddy.
Came out in the pond. You're gonna be okay.
For you, Daniel, okay? We've been looking for you, buddy. I'm glad we found you, man. Thank goodness.
That's sweet. I love that. Orange County Fire Rescue. Bravo. Transported Daniel to the hospital and he's recovering. Turn up the YouTube sound. I can't turn it up any more than it's already turned up. Oh, here's this crazy person. Of course, I don't know. I don't like what Tucker says. I have it in another place, though. All right, and this crazy person, he's like, please comment on the laptop. There's been some news come out. Please comment about it. And she's like, I'm not going to comment about it.
Why is there a voicemail of the president talking to his son about his overseas business dealings if the president has said he's never spoken to his son about his overseas business dealings?
Well, first I'll say.
See,
that,
it's turned up all the way.
What the president said stands. So if that's what the president said, that is what stands. And secondly,
concerning business dealings, and he says How is that not him talking to his son about his overseas business dealings?
We're not, from this podium, I am not going to talk about alleged materials from the laptop.
So
I will.
Are you disputing the president's voice on the voicemail?
I am not going to talk about alleged materials on the laptop. Peter, I refer you to his son's representative.
Go talk to his son's attorney. I'm not going to answer about the President of the United States' son and his business dealings that the president already commented and said, I have not talked to him about his business dealings. And now it's evidence now come out that yes, he has. He's like, oh, I think you're in the clear. Okay, this was in Las Vegas on the 4th. So we didn't get to hear about all this stuff. Okay, this one's turned all the way up. I'm trying to keep that in mind, Norm. What is that lady there doing? Look right here. Look at that. Right in the middle of the street. They're like humping each other, sort of. A girl and a girl. These guys are fighting. Now they're shooting each other. Oh, we're in Las Vegas. We're getting shot at. Woo! I think I'd just stay home. Thank you very much. I'll just stay home on the 4th of July. So this was Dutch farmers have purchased a tank to use to block distribution centers. That's why they bought the tank. But it's true that that was the Dutch, the ones, the farmer guys. All right, this was in Toronto, which is Canada. And it was on June the 17th, it looks like. And Steve Lookner said, I hadn't heard about this one. A woman lit on fire on a Toronto transit bus. Has died. Police had said a man on the bus poured a liquid substance on the woman and ignited it. They suspected the attack was motivated by hate and was random. So that happened in Canada on June 17th. Okay, this guy's talking about the border. I thought about doing a whole video about the border. Maybe I will do that later. Yes?
There's been like 5 comments that no one can hear the videos. This is the video playing right now.
Okay, so
it's on full blast.
You can't hear the video?
It's on full blast.
Let me try to turn it up with OBS. Or is that testing? 1, 2, 3. That one's all the way up. See, I'm using Prism right now. I don't know what to tell you, you guys. I don't know what to tell you. You can't hear me at all? You can't hear the videos? Okay, so yeah, I'm a lot louder. Thank you for, okay, I am a lot louder than the videos. I see that. Trying to do something about it is a whole... That's the webcam. Let's see. Desktop. Let's try this. Okay, I turned it up to the yellow. Let's try that. Thank you, Midday. Let's try that. Ready?
Treat them as such. And if some people get hung up on that definition, fine. Call them squirrels. I don't care. But give the tools necessary to law enforcement to go after them. I think it ought to be foreign terrorist designation. Knock their knees out from under them. Stop their funding. Stop the dollars from flowing to them. Approach them as the enemy they are. They are undermining Mexico, allowing it to become a narco-terrorist state, then funneling fentanyl into our communities while Americans die. What more
you might have to adjust your volume.
So we should designate that as such and knock their knees out. I think the people of Texas ought to continue to follow this model.
Thank you, Midday.
I think the people of Texas ought to stand up and say enough. We're not going to allow this anymore. We're not going to allow this flow. We're not going to allow the cartels to have power. We're not going to allow these drugs to come into our communities. We could stop
that one's up all the way.
You just have to choose to. The Biden administration, to answer your second question, has specifically chosen not to. It's purposeful. Don't kid yourself.
Purposeful.
It is purposeful. There is no other answer for it.
They are letting people
They are exploiting our laws and allowing them to be abused to the detriment of our country, and
the United States of America.
Damage to be the people of Texas, the counties in Texas, while they just
Dude, I pray for your safety.
You notice that when there's a tragedy, they have no problem going in front of the cameras to find South Texas, but they sure as hell aren't coming down to South Texas to deal with the daily disaster that we're dealing with every single day.
Daily disaster.
What are they doing now? Building a massive, almost 4-acre tent facility to process more people, to send a signal to the world, come here. And then I'm down there with Border Patrol today on the river in the
What did you just do? You just announced it too.
Walking up the road carrying a child, a baby, because the mother was out of gas. They're trying to get her water.
We need to know.
How in the hell is that humane? How do you pat yourself in the back and call that compassion, which is what our Democratic colleagues in Washington are doing? So yeah, they're abandoning their oath to the Constitution, and Texas needs to stand in the breach.
So that was passionate, wasn't it? I appreciate that. Passionate people speaking up the truth. I mean, go, whatever your name is, Chip Roy, Chips Ahoy, Chips Ahoy Roy. Let's remember Chips Ahoy Roy, okay? Very good. Bravo, bravo. Thank you, Chip Roy, representative. I hope you get to be governor, senator, I don't know, unless you're in bed with the cartels and you're just saying your piece, because you gotta hear both sides. Let me tell them the truth, and I'll just keep giving you the dirty money under the table. Nobody'll know. God knows. Ding, ding, ding. So, just, to let you guys know, I turned up the volume, but the lag is severe. So, when you see Chips Ahoy Roy talking about the border, I adjusted the volume for you. Thanks for letting me know. How long have I been on? 2 hours? I'm just kidding. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know. Better late than never. I want to hear my chin be like, what the heck? It's so funny. All right, this happened in Kentucky, guys. We got some sort of boom building.
Nice.
Big fire. Big fire in Kentucky. A lot of people lost their homes.
Nice.
Alright, Lord Jesus, be with these people that lost their homes. Help them to find a new home, and let everybody be okay. This happened 18 hours ago, so it's still fresh in their minds. Give them peace. Help them to sleep tonight and have a safe place to sleep in Jesus' name. Okay. This is a story you may not hear on other channels because it was something that I was investigating and came across because of the Switzerland. See, I had just typed in Switzerland and this came up. And most people were typing in CERN, Switzerland, so they might not have even heard of this story. But they just put into power a large battery. It's called a water battery. 2 billion, I'm not sure what the money is for Swiss pounds or dollars or whatever they call them. Swiss plant has power output large enough to power as many as 900,000 homes. So I'm wondering if it is connected somehow with CERN because of the energy that they're creating at that place. But anytime you guys have a story about CERN or something weird that happened in Switzerland or even France, because it's right on that border, let's try to you keep an eye on that. So that's where this story came from. 400,000 electric car batteries. That's how much storage it has, and it's been switched on in Switzerland. This was yesterday. The 2 pound billion project, whatever that dollar sign is, located nearly 600 meters beneath the Swiss Alps, was under construction for 14 years. And the only way to read the... Well, no, I can still do it. Okay. Oh, look, there's a video. Wonder if it's in English. So I wonder where CERN is compared to this place. Look at that. There's no sound on that, by the way. Okay. So anyway, that's going on in Switzerland. Okay. This, I am questioning this, whether this is, what this has to do with. They're saying it has to do with heat stroke. Maybe people are more... their immune systems are really down right now, and that's why they normally could handle the heat, and now that the moisture in the air and everything is so heavy, humidity makes everything feel really a lot hotter. So normally they could handle it, but they're blaming this on climate change or whatever, which, the climate's changing. We just disagree on why it's changing. And the reason why they're calling this heat stroke, I could say that, yeah, okay, you could call it heat stroke, but maybe it's because their immune systems are really low. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, this man, he's a Tennessee man. He gets 132 years in prison without the possibility of parole for a home invasion where women were raped and men were shot in their hands. Okay, I don't want to play anything seriously bad here. Just looking to see if there was anything, because I would watch it on my own. But, okay, Memphis. 6 victims. 22 felony offenses, was sentenced Friday to more than 100 years in prison, said Shelby County Distribution. I'm getting sidetracked by these pretty patterns. Giorgio Lakeith Jennings, 33, was convicted last November on 6 counts of aggravated rape. 5 counts of aggravated robbery, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and 3 counts of facilitation aggravated assault, 3 counts of aggravated kidnapping, 1 count of aggravated burglary. I mean, if you're going to go for it, dude, you went for it. And 1 count of employment of a firearm in the commission of a dangerous felony. sentenced him, this Judge Chris Kraft. I'm trying to see where you guys are at. I'm still lagging. I see they're on my phone. Sputsy, it is lagging. On here, I've got it to where it's showing me the buffering, but there really isn't anything I could do about it. I think it's because I started off with pissing off the New World Order with the guide stones. Because, that really ticked them off, that them came down. Well, not all of it, but they have to get back out there and fix it back up, and whoever gets out there is going to get questioned. I can tell you that right now. There'll be people sitting out there just waiting on them to come clean those rocks up. And I would do it if I was there. I'd go sit down wherever I could. I'd put up a tent somewhere and just watch for them to come out there. So this happened in 2011, but he just, I guess, got sentenced. Okay, here's some supremacists are getting out of hand. Oh, was this the McDonald's one? I think this is the McDonald's one. That girl right there, whoever she is, not another chicken nugget for you. Never, ever, ever. You're banned from every McDonald's around the world. I would post her picture up, and she'd never get another piece of McDonald's again. It'd be doing her a favor. Come on. Seriously. So, Norm, did it get to the place? I try to keep an eye on it. I turned it up when you see Chips Ahoy Roy talking about the border. Okay, it's almost there, Norm. It's almost there, Norm. The volume changes to the good at Chips Ahoy Roy. It's almost there, buddy. Okay, so that girl, she's no more McDonald's for her. I mean, that's what they should do to her. Okay, they're evacuating Donetsk Oblast. 350,000 Ukrainian residents have to leave as soon as possible. That was yesterday. So get ready. Donetsk Oblast region of Ukraine is about to get hammered. So they're getting everybody out. Just saying. Keep an eye on that one. This was the kid that dressed up like a girl that did the shootings at the 4th of July thing. 4th of July parade. The tail section of this plane came off. Not sure if there's a video of it or anything, but I'm not going to go look for it because I don't think anybody was hurt. Oh, 2 injured. Okay, here's your Karen for the day. Maybe. They're complaining about our flag. It's several people complaining about our flag. Just like, why don't you go somewhere else then?
My 4-year-old just came up to me and asked if she could play with my Dumbo Trump flag. And I said, my Dumbo Trump flag? I don't have one of those. And yes, she calls him Dumbo. I just never corrected her. And she goes, yeah, you do. This one. And I feel like it's kind of profound. Did he ruin the flag for anybody else? Just me?
I'm 46, and when I turn 50 and my husband is all better, we plan on moving out of this country and somewhere else in the world.
Go then.
No idea where yet, just
Bye.
not here. So my question is there a place we can move that people would be happy to have us, that we're not gentrifying or colonizing? Is there a way to do this?
They'll abuse you and
I don't want to be
worse.
a problem, but I need to get the fuck out of this country.
If you woke up in a good ass mood today, you put on your red, white, and blue, please go buy a gallon of gasoline, pour it on yourself, and then light that bitch up. Because what the fuck?
At this point in my life,
blanket right here that I made.
a pickup truck with an American flag attached to the back, speeding down a street, gives me pause,
I have to do this.
and I look for safety.
1 second.
There's nothing like leaving America to remind you that you are traumatized. I'm in Spain right now.
I just have to get my
And
American flag out here. Red, white, and blue.
Being here has only made it more obvious that, like, I moved through my everyday life in America as someone who expects aggression when I enter a space, and someone who expects harm.
I was driving around yesterday with my husband, and we kept seeing American flags everywhere for 4th of July. And am I the only one that Trump has ruined the flag for? Because now I just see American flags and go, oh yeah, those are probably assholes.
Am I the only one that like looks at American flags and I'm just like, ugh, ugh. Like someone just came on the beach with American flag chair. And they're giving me very like Trumpy vibes. Everything American flag is like very Trumpy now, and I'm just like I can't.
Vibes.
Cannot do any of it.
I'm at the point with this country that like all this 4th of July decorations doesn't sit well with me, because we're at a point where the American flag on any piece of anything hanging from your house, on your shirt, hanging from your fucking car, on a sticker on your car, whatever, it looks racist. Like the fact that it was the symbol of like the protests against masks, and it was the symbol for all lives matter and blue lives matter. It's like it screams racist to me. It screams colonizer. It screams I don't season my food. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to celebrate 4th of July anymore. 4th of July is officially canceled.
I am looking for employment opportunities outside of the United States. I have a bachelor's degree in social work. My associate's was in human services, specializing in addiction, and have many years in that field. I also have many years in customer service, ranging from things like bartending to making coffee to serving. Really, I'm willing to do anything as long as it gets me out of this country.
Bye. See you later, alligator. Get out of the country then. Bye-bye. How would you caption this? Tweet is unavailable. I forget what it was. It was good, though. All right, are we to the part yet? Streamlabs. I'm using Prism, and so I downloaded Prism today, and it's buffering, and so is OBS. I don't know why it's buffering. I don't know. I think it's because of the Georgia Guidestones, because it wasn't buffering during that. And then all of a sudden it started buffering. It's like, you know, directly connected to the New World Order. Okay, Australia's been getting floods, and my poor friend in Australia, thank God she's at a higher altitude. She has, you know, capability to get her food and everything like that. She's okay, but everybody else, we need to pray for Australians. They're they're not able to get to the hospitals and things like that. So Lord, just be with everybody who's flooded inside of an area and they can't get out. Help them, send them a boat, send them a plane or a helicopter. Send them something to be able to get to safety because they're expecting more rain. And Lord, just help the rain to slow down and that they will all be okay in Jesus' name. Okay, 2 UN peacekeepers from Egypt were killed, 5 wounded in Mali. All right, so that's a quick story there. Police are violently pulling down blockades one by one through the use of Romeos, which I'll talk about later. Basically, police sanctioned Antifa. Shocking for a democracy, but this is Klaus Schwab's country. Here is a snapshot from the front lines.
It's a policy that will see nitrogen pollution cut in half by 2030. Now, along with cutting nitrogen pollution comes cutting farms, cutting farm production, and cutting farm jobs. Now, you can see this red handkerchief behind me. It has become a symbol of the protests here in the Netherlands. They're flying off the shelves at every store, and every protester is carrying one. Alongside these flags are Dutch flags that are flying upside down on every farm across the countryside. As I drove in here from Amsterdam, you could see them. Every farmer in this country is united against this government, and they're blockading the distribution centers of grocery stores to let the public know exactly where their food comes from and what will happen if Mark Rutte, Klaus Schwab, and the rest of the globalists get their way. I'm going to speak with as many...
Okay, here was the fireworks in LA again this year.
Farmers as I can.
It's really, really crazy, all of the fireworks that we see here on the 4th of July. So LAPD definitely going to have their hands full tonight.
There's a chance this was from last year, but somebody might have reposted it. So it looks a lot like what I saw last year. But, you know, good on them. They probably did it again this year, and they just might have replayed it last year. I hope they keep doing it. Horror on the 4th. This was the 2 police officers were shot during the 4th of July fireworks in Philadelphia, causing crowds to flee. So this happened in Philadelphia. Look at everybody running. No sound for this one, by the way. So 2 officers in Philadelphia shot. 7th person has died as a result of a mass shooting at the 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois. I think that was the one with the queer guy. Pink-haired, ponytailed queer guy. Monsoon rains lash Pakistan. 6 killed in country's southwest. At least 6 people, including women and children, were killed when roofs of their homes collapsed in the heavy, probably the rain. I don't know, it's hard to keep up with everything. Okay, here's some fires that Russia set for the wheat fields in Transylvania. This looks apocalyptic to me. So, do I need to ask somebody again? Like, did the volume ever get turned up, or is it to that part yet? Did the volume go up yet? Spotty? Alright, here's the queer guy. The one that killed those people. the parade shooter dressed as a woman. Switzerland got heavy floods, strong winds, hail, and lightnings. So, okay, this was in Switzerland, so I really need to go look, because this was, you know, CERN. Look, he's got CERN as his picture up here. Never really thought about that. Okay. Over the weekend. So, this was before they turned CERN on.
Ein schweres Unwetter suchte am Montagabend die Region Scharngnau in der Schweiz heim. Starke Regenfälle sorgten für sturzflutartige Überschwemmungen und verwüsteten mehrere Ortschaften. Kleine Bäche und Flüsse verwandelten sich in reißende Ströme und traten über die Ufer, so auch der Fluss Emme. Die Flutwelle riss Häuser und Autos mit. Kemmeri-Bodenbad, eine Gemeinde in Scharngnau, wurde besonders schwer getroffen. Das dortige bekannte 3-Sterne-Hotel, Hotel Kemmeri-Bodenbad,
Iran is violating the nuclear agreement. Uh-oh. The world's gonna have to respond to its transgressions, it says. So look out. You know, Iran's still in the picture here. Serbian, who's gonna walk on water? Oh, the old man will walk back in the water? Maybe. He might want to go for a swim. But he was gone for a whole day, so. And he looked like he was about to die in that water. Hell on earth. Ukrainian soldiers describe Eastern Front. Torch the forests and cities burned to the ground in Ukraine. Oh, I didn't even know. This is a bunch of dildos. Gosh. I didn't even notice that when I tweeted this. I was gonna like skip some of the sick crap. School board is holding a sexual pleasure class for kids as young as 9 at her all ages sex shop. That's sick. Russia will strike London first if World War III starts, says Putin's ally. Who's Putin's ally? You're not going to say? I shouldn't even have put that on there. Because you being anonymous like that shouldn't even get the word out, because that's just a rumor. Unless you have somebody behind what they're saying. I shouldn't have put that on there. Okay, looks like Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram all went down. I'm hearing something in the back room. Hey, Nicole. Well, Nicole, I did a video on that a little bit ago. And what I think about it got me into this buffering loop right here. This circular thing that's happening with my video right now. So I better not say. But I did make a video about it. What are they trying to hide from us with this explosion? Hide from us? I don't know, but they better do some good hiding, because people are going to be out there with binoculars trying to see who's cleaning it up and rebuilding it. And I think they should follow them around and see who they are and like get a real good background on some people that have something to do with putting it back up. All right, here's this weirdo, Robert Crimo, did the crime. You do the crime, you do the time. But I heard his plan was to die, and he didn't have his plan in full effect. So he's behind bars now. He's in a little bitty cell like this one. And he's probably on some good drugs. Some really good drugs. Because, I don't know. Screams MK Ultra, doesn't it? What a weirdo. Alright. This was the one. This lady twerking on her head is a freaking senator. I cannot believe this. That this senator did this. I heard her say ass. Something ass. We get it. It's your ass. Well, Tucker Carlson had something to say about it, but I don't even want to play it because, like, he's like wanting her to be president or something. I know he's joking, but let's not joke about stuff like that. That's sick. That woman, she's got problems. She's got issues. If you can't be a leader and do something stand up right, you know, stand up right. Be a stand up straight person, not an upside down head, you know, with your butt up in the air. You're just screaming, I'm a sick person. I'm a sick person. Vote for me. I know you're all sickos, and you probably will if I do something crazy like this, because that's the world we live in now. But I'm going to be your leader, and I'm going to tell you to keep doing sicko stuff. I mean, we are an upside down world. I'm really over it. I'm probably not going to like put the transvestites on. I don't care if they shove a popsicle up their nose. I'm not going to put it on there. I'm not going to tweet. I'm going to ignore every bit of those losers, because they're going straight to hell. The perversion and all that stuff. I don't want to see it anymore. So I'm just going to ignore if somebody posts something, unless it's Alex Jones. Then I'm going to block them. So if it's something sick, I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, I'm sure Noah and Lot, in the days of Noah and the days of Lot, they got out of the city. They're like, I'm not even going to be in the same city as you. But then Lot's wife, she looked back. She's like, I really want to remember the sickos. And that's why she turned into salt. So let's, just say no. I'm not going to listen to that stuff anymore. I'm not going to let my kids around it. I'm not going to hear it. If you're going to talk about it, I'm going to leave the room. Just don't want it. Don't want it anymore. I'm out of Lot. I'm out of Sodom. I'm out of Gomorrah. Bye-bye. Turkish police used tear gas and pepper spray. There's enough other stuff. You don't need the perversion of the sexual stuff on top of it. This one's a pride march. So there was tear gas and pepper spray. They detained 36 people. And if I see something dirty here, I'll stop this video too. Pride parade. The first guy in a dress I see, anything like that. I think what it is they're coming down on the pride parade though. So they're saying like, we don't want your pride parade. I don't want your pride parade either. A lot of these Middle Eastern countries, they're like, you're not doing that stuff in our country. Good on them. They're arresting them. I mean, I only wish we had police and everything in our country that would, stand up straight. Do the right things. Okay, this is an amazing story right here in Uganda. $12 trillion in gold was found. near a Danish military camp. I haven't heard anything about this in the news yet, but this is huge. Look at that amount of money. 12 trillion? That'll upset the market. Okay, this was protesters dressed in black, marching in the streets, having vandalized multiple businesses and buildings with multiple windows smashed as a flag burns in Oregon. Well, this is going on all the time there now. This is like the new Chicago. No respect, you know? They have no respect. But as things devolve and we go into more tyranny and we go into no more food, no more meat, like people might be being fed things that aren't really all meat, people are going to go cuckoo. Eating vegetables all the time, people are going to go cuckoo. Eating bugs, I'm going to go cuckoo. Oh, look, they're calling this guy a vegetable brain. I think he still gets to eat meat, though.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
Okay, what word do you guess he'll say? I bet you don't guess the word that he says. You're not going to believe it.
I was in the foothills of the Himalayas.
That's a foot. What? I'm a foot to him in the hit the foot to wood.
Excuse me, the foothills of the Himalayas with
Let's hear it
Xi
one more
Jinping.
time.
I was in the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
He was in the foothills with Xi Jinping. How is that a word for America? What's wrong with him? Is he glitching out? Okay, and this lady, she's like, we're going to have to bring everything down. You know, so you're going to have to squeeze here and there, and the cost of everything